Alright, welcome back Ark fans to the second installment of announced unreleased dinosaurs. So like I did in the other video, I'm just going to kind of review them all. I'll let you guys look at the artwork here and also kind of rate them a 1 to 5 scale here. So I got a friend from the UK here. He's trying to convince me to buy Daisy on payday. I told him I might not, and he said he might have to buy it for me. But anyhow, back to Ark. So let's get into this. We got the Ichthyornis. Once again, I'm going to butcher these names, so don't hate on me for that. But essentially, this is says it flees quickly, flies in circles over the water. It's a shoulder mount, brings you fish. But it makes it sound, it says it like breaks it down and gives you more healing vitamins in that fish, so I don't know if it's better than the average fish that you would just gather at harvest. It's a shoulder mount. I don't really roll with shoulder mounts, not until Scorched Earth, until the Jerboa really played a role into sensing storms and whatnot. Most of my friends, they like to carry the Dimorphodon or whatever. Those seem pretty effective, but so this I'm not too excited about. I could do with or without. I'm going to give this the low score 1 out of 5 for this animal. Second up, we've got the Iguanodon. So this here, let's see what I write down. It can be both 4-legged or bipedal, meaning it can go on 2 legs. It has a stabbing attack with its thumb spikes. It says a nearly endless supply of stamina. It's pretty quick. And then it harvests exclusively seeds. So like when you harvest stuff, rather than get a bunch of berries, you'll get seeds, which is kind of cool, but not that necessary, I don't think. It says it has a high carry weight. Now, looking at this picture, it almost looks like it can leap in the air. So it's tameable, it's rideable. You know, it looks like there's no saddle, but it's hard to say if that's how it's going to be or not. I'm actually pretty excited about this. I dig it. I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 5, simply because I like the idea of being 4-legged or 2-legged. It's got a stabbing attack with spikes on its thumbs. That's just cool. Looks pretty cool. If it can leap, that'll be badass. And I like high carry weight. So there's not a lot of cool herbivores. I thought this one was pretty good. So we'll give that one a 5 out of 5. Next up, we got the Kentrosaurus. It's smaller than a stego. It says it's probably one of the best combat herbivores. It wounds when other animals attack it. Apparently they get wounded by simply attacking it because it has so many spikes. And it says it's not rideable due to the spikes on its back, which is kind of bullshit because you can fucking ride a Stegosaurus just fine. It's got spikes on its back, so I'm a little upset. I would give this a 5 out of 5 if you could ride it. However, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 since it's just tameable but not rideable. But it does say that it can knock down some of the biggest dinosaurs with a single blow. Alright, this site's really been giving me some trouble here. Okay. Up next here, number 4, we got the Leadsichthys, however the fuck you pronounce that. So this is going to be the first fish that I've seen, at least, or I know of, that they've announced is going to have prime fish. Instantly when I look at this, I think of Moby Dick, and they actually have a lot of Moby Dick references in here. It says one of the largest fish, powerful attacks, incredible speed. This is going to be a really big feat to hunt this down. Now, it's not tameable, but it says that some tribes will go ahead and pen them up because you can scrape prime meat, like prime fish meat off it without killing it. So that's pretty cool. It talks about albino. Basically, albino, one of these, like albino whale from Moby Dick in there, so that's kind of cool reference. I'm going to give that a 2 out of 5. It's not tameable. I don't dig the sea that much. Just the fact that it's super powerful and hard to hunt down is kind of cool, though. I like having animals that are, harder to find or tame. Next up, we got the Liopleurodon. I think I actually pronounced that right. So this is going to be up to 20 to 25 feet long. It's going to have like an ambush attack, so it's not very fast. But it's apparently got like an ambush attack where it would lock its jaws on people. Not very fast or powerful, but in its scientific name here, you see it says Liopleurodon Magicus. So it's got magic right in the name, but it says basically through secreting oil on its skin, the rider absorbs that and makes them process oxygen more efficiently. So to me, it doesn't sound like it's necessarily like a scuba tank while you're on it. They did just come out with I think it was a Diplocolus was what it was called. It was like a salamander that did the similar thing. But to me, it just sounds as if their oxygen is going to lower. It's going to go down slower, basically. I do really like the look of this guy, simply because it looks like a pretty badass underwater carnivore. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. It says it's pretty good for, where does it say here? I don't know, it talks about how it would be good for harvesting, harvest trips for like oil and silica pearls. So that's pretty cool. I always dig the carnivores, like I said. I want all these dinosaurs in here. Some I'm just a little less enthused about than others. Alright, number 6 here, we got the Lainnya. Now, this is going to be in caves. You can kind of see the relative size here by the rider. That's not always an indication of what they'll be like in the game, but it's a good idea. Now, this is a lizard that's going to be crawling up the side of walls and cliff sides. So that's the first. I guess a Tapejara, the larger pterodactyl or Pteranodon, does cling onto walls. Has a slow-acting poison attack that drains your health. It says drains your health and strength. Now, health I understand, strength I don't quite get. Do they mean you're going to be less powerful in your attack, or are you going to be encumbered more easily? I don't know. Either way, it's not good. And it says you can only cure it with a rare antidote, but it is tameable and is rideable. Now, this once again doesn't show a saddle, and I don't know if I'm just not seeing it or if you won't need a saddle in the long run, but we'll find out eventually. Alright, this will actually be in patch 251, I believe, so I've already talked about the Megalosaurus. Oh, for that Lainnya, though, I'll give that a 4 out of 5, just like the Liopleurodon. I'm pretty excited about that. It's going to be cool. Deadly, so the caves should be trickier, but the fact that you can climb up walls, that's going to be pretty badass. Anyways, Megalosaurus, nocturnal. It says it has a dodging attack, or it can dodge attacks, and more accurate attack, so I'm not sure. It says conserve stamina. Maybe it doesn't take much stamina to attack. Comes out during the night, more sluggish during the day. I don't know if it's just going to be sleeping, but it also has a lockjaw attack, or more or less where you can lock whoever you're attacking in your jaws and just keep attacking them while they're locked there. I'm going to go ahead and just give that a 5 out of 5. I mean, I like the fur on the back of this. It really looks cool. I like the idea of having more daytime and nighttime dinos. I wish they'd do more of that. I wish they even would go as far as like having dinos have like their own pens and caves. Like you would find this guy in a burrow or a nest, or you'd find bears in caves. But I guess that would limit to where the dinos could spawn. Alright, moving on here. We've got the Megatherium. In the description it says it's essentially a giant sloth, but it says it's a cross of a sloth, a bear, and an elephant. Very hard to knock out, quite large. Oh, sorry guys, I was reading my notes. Quite large. It is basically your bug eater, so it's kind of like a sloth anteater here. It's going to eat spiders and bugs efficiently, and basically be your chitin or your chitin harvester there. Other than that, it's an herbivore. So other than bugs and things, it's kind of an herbivore. I'm pretty excited about this. Just the look of this guy. I love the beaver. I love the bear. This Megatherium, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 as well. We'll see how this does. It doesn't really state whether or not it's going to be a good combat mount. It does say it gets particularly adept at... I don't know, it made it sound as though if it is in the presence of like bugs and stuff, it gets even more aggressive. So that's the... Come on, you fucker. This website is just not wanting to cooperate. Alright, next we got the Microraptor. So let's take a look at this here. So, Microraptor. Fast, voracious carnivore. It's going to be similar to a Dimorphodon, where it ignores the mount and attacks the rider. So everyone who's played this game knows how annoying that shit is. It jumps and glides in the air. Now, it says it's tameable, not rideable, so I'm going to assume this might be a shoulder mount, but it may not be. From this, it looks, Microraptor, you'd think it'd be very small. Looks small, but in this picture, it's like the size of a human, so maybe it's just a tamed dino that you can work with there. Not too excited about that. I don't like the dinos that attack the mounts. I mean, I'm going to give that a 2 out of 5. It does say it's a apex predator there, so looks cool, but it does get annoying getting attacked off your mount and get killed. Alright, last up we have the Moschops, and like I said, I covered this in my video about patch 251, but let's just go over that. I actually caught something I didn't catch last time. So we got the Moschops. It's a coward, does not attack. Basically similar to your Liopleurodon, that XP dino that just runs away. Probably a little bit bigger by this. It looks like it's about the size of a human and a little bit bigger. Its home is the Redwood, so another dino that's just isolated to the Redwood forest. But it sounds as if you can, before when I was reading this, you can isolate what it harvests, and it gave it the example of prime meat, so you can teach it to prioritize getting prime rib meat. But what's even cooler is it says likewise for rare plant materials and so forth. So if you could get this guy to like master harvesting mushrooms, the rare mushrooms, that would be boss, because I don't even know if it says this on the wiki, but the mushrooms give you like, I think it's like health and food, and maybe helps your stamina as well. Basically what it comes down to is if you can walk around with a stack of 100 mushrooms, they don't what am I looking for here? They don't degenerate, or I guess they don't expire like other food does and berries. And you can stack them with 100. They weigh next to nothing. So I used to just always take my mammoth and go to the swamps and harvest all the trees till I'd get a couple hundred stacks of mushrooms, and that's all I'd use for food. It was nice. But alright, once again, and this is the second of the 3 videos I'm going to make on all the unreleased announced dinosaurs. So I don't know if they're going to announce any more, but leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel for some more Ark news, and also let me know what dinosaur you're most looking forward to. Alright, thanks guys.